The next keynote topic is the reality of the AI in HR, a study across 500 plus enterprise in India. This topic will be taken by our chairperson, Mrigang Tripathi, President Growth, People Strong. Can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Tripathi?
Great. You must be wondering what am I doing with this, right? I'm not a Blinkit guy. I promise. I'm gonna, but I did have a question, which is why this is here. And that is, once this works, it's not working. What's your favorite chocolate? Sorry? Kit Kat. Dairy Milk, okay? Lindt. Lindt is a brand. Chocolate concept, like Nutties, 5-star. Which one? Ferrero Rocher, okay? Silk, okay? Expensive tastes. Pulse. Pulse is chocolate? Pulse is a toffee. Candy. Not candy, chocolate. Sorry? Okay. What else? Temptations, okay? Look, I'm sorry to disappoint, but वो मेरे पास है नहीं. What I have are these. I have them over here, and we're going to make this an interactive session. I'll take you through the whole session. I'll ask a few questions. Whoever answers or whoever stands up and actually talks about it, we will actually get a chocolate. Which one? You can decide amongst these 3 or 4 as long as they last. All right? Sounds like a plan? Great. Let's get to it. Quickly, where are you on your AI journey? Are you understanding it better right now? Understanding AI better? Are you exploring use cases and tools already in your organization? Are you piloting a few use cases? We have live applications. Understanding it better? Show of hands. So okay, you are all folks who have not yet gone to stage 2. Understanding it better? Show of hands. Okay. There's quite a few. Good. Exploring use cases and tools. All right. Good. Piloting a few use cases. Wow, that's a lot. We have live applications. Ooh, nice. I like it. Great, yeah. I mean, broadly, it seems to echo what the actuality is, right? And the actuality, when you look at it, is something like this. 15% have not yet started. And this is, by the way, the study is something that we are releasing, and you'll get a QR code. You can scan it at the end of this to be able to, then get it over there. Not yet started. 15% have not yet started. 35% are already exploring mapping use cases, similar to some of you. 34% are piloting it, and only about 15 or 14% are already live. So it's broadly in a similar approach that I saw over here, right? Majority of you are still in phase 2 and phase 3. Phase 1, there are a few people who are just making sure that they get it right before they get over here. I want to call upon somebody who has not yet started, somebody who would raise the hand, right? And this is a very, very unique opportunity because it's a very subset of you guys who have the opportunity to earn a chocolate. Somebody has not yet started, okay? I want to understand from you why. Why have you not actually gone down the path? Anybody. Please feel free to share whatever you have. Remember, there are lots of very good chocolates at stake. Somebody? Is it because of, I asked this question somewhere else, and the first question, oh, yeah, yes, ma'am. Okay, fair enough, Nati is done. No, you have to say, why have you not started? No, you can speak from there. Please stand up and speak.
Yeah.
So just tell us your name and your company.
My name is Preeti and I'm very embarrassed to
No
actually
problem.
speak on this point. I'm representing Accenture, by the way, and I'm part of their talent acquisition team. I've not started out while my organization is going all out to ensure that we all at the mid-level and the senior leadership drives AI. Sorry, bad timing.
No problem.
That's the only AI part of my life, my alarm. Okay, so the organization is all out and ensuring that the mid-level management and the senior management drives AI. And a lot of people around me, including my supervisor, are very heavy into AI. I have not kickstarted it, and I'm also driving it in my team, but I have not kickstarted it only because I'm still so used to the conventional way of working, the old boring Excel sheets and then the PPTs, pulling out the text box, pulling out pictures from Google and from brand space, etc. I have just not had the courage to
Do it.
take
Fair
that
enough.
leap.
Thank
That's
you.
all.
Thank you very much for your very, very honest feedback. And for that, you win a nice nutty. Should I throw it to you or no? I'm not going to throw it to you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Somebody who's in the exploring stage. Very quick, one reason. Somebody in the exploring stage. You're already exploring. Who all were exploring? Yes, ma'am. Please. Why don't you stand up and from there itself and just talk about it? Yeah. So what are you exploring? What are you doing?
So hi, I'm Deepika, and I'm representing News Corporation here, and we are into media industry. So actually, when I say about my personal journey, it comes to AI, it's on and off.
We'll talk primarily
Sure.
of personal and of course your
Yeah.
organization as well.
Yeah. So when it comes to organization, yes, we are at this stage wherein we already went live with couple of tools when it comes to HR, not
Wow.
only in business, but when it comes to exclusively HR business partnering. What I am responsible for, we are still at exploring mapping use cases on the existing system processes. In short, how to leverage all our existing tool in order to make more AI-driven HR business partnering.
Yeah, no, I knew it. That would be the reason. Well, good one. Which chocolate can I get you?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. Okay. I'm going to change my name to Santa Claus now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely. Somebody in the piloting phase. Who's piloting? I want to know, what are you guys piloting? Somebody in the piloting phase? Anybody? Yes, ma'am. Clearly, the ladies are like really rocking it right now.
Hey, I'm Mamta. I'm representing ITC Infotech. I'm from talent acquisition team. So we are piloting AI at the organization level in talent acquisition mainly. So we started using AI tool in Naukri. It's called AI Racks, and in the LinkedIn as well. So which is called Liha. So it's a hiring
That was a
assistant
negative on
using
my
it.
side. I actually just sort of got somebody competition thing put over here. But no, great job. And you finding it useful?
Yeah, it's useful, very much.
Excellent. You're saying that only because you haven't yet seen People Strong's product, but no worries. Thank you so much. What chocolate can I get you? What chocolate?
Munch? You have Munch?
I don't have much. I got Mars. Mars is good?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat, okay. Yes, ma'am. Now we are negotiating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody who's already live. Quickly. Yes, sir. No, that we know from in an HR function.
In an HR function, what we've done is once our talent acquisition part is done, with the sales function that we have, the whole of the training is based on HR.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
We have about 800 folks on that, but I think largely all of them get trained on that.
Fantastic. What chocolate can I get you, sir?
It's your choice today.
My choice? Okay, my choice is Mars. I love Mars. Thank you. Thank you so much. So clearly, a lot of work happening in the overall space, and organizations are sort of moving around. You know, I'm not really liking the fact that I'm moving around with a bag. I'm going to put this away. 7 out of 10 orgs are sorry, I'm just going to go back. 7 out of 10 orgs are right now still in the exploring and piloting stage. There are lots of people who are right in the middle. They're not able to sort of move beyond that. Now, reality is everybody has an intent, but the outcomes are falling short. So 84% of organizations have already begun some form of AI activity, as we all saw. Everybody's not at the absolute happiness stage yet. Oh, this is just the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's not there yet. Why is that the case? Why is it that, with the promise of AI, I mean, even if you were to look in your own personal lives, You would go to Claude and you say, make out a great email for me. 9 out of 10 times you will have to go back and say, I need to change this and I need to change that and I need to do this. That finish is still not there in AI, right? But when it comes to enterprises, it becomes a bit more accentuated. In enterprises, there are a lot more issues at hand. And the key verdict is, the most active AI adopters actually are the ones who are giving the lowest satisfaction scores. That's a bit of an oxymoron. Why would that be the case? People who have like really adopted AI for everything, they're giving lower scores. Why? And that is because they've worked on a weaker foundation. If your foundation is weak, when you actually start employing AI, then everything else is going to be weak. Remember in the older days, we used to say garbage in, garbage out? Now we're feeding garbage to, not garbage, but we're feeding a lot of food of different varieties to AI, and then we're expecting it to come up with one thing. That's not going to happen immediately. That's not happening immediately. That's the reality that's happening, right? Now, if you look at yourselves, right, there's a HR stack quality, and we mapped out certain organizations. This is how they actually function, right? The base camp is these sectors: BPO, energy, healthcare, construction. Why is we talking base camp? Because from an HR stack requirement perspective, it's not a very heavy requirement that they have. They will typically come in and say, I want a leave time and attendance, I want a payroll, I want basic talent. Yeah, it's okay, because there's going to be heavy attrition stuff. I don't really care about that. Now, when you look at that, their AI adoption maturity is also low. If you look at manufacturing and logistics, they have a high stack, but their requirement is low because inertia is high. Similar to what ma'am was also saying, I don't need to. If I were to change something today, it will actually impact everything downstream. And it's a bloody pain. Why should I do that? Let it be. Telecom, consulting, retail. While consulting actually talks a lot about, hey, we are great at AI, they're also working on a weak tech stack. Disjointed systems. Something different for recruitment, something different for learning, something different for performance, something different for organization management, something different for compensation, something different for payroll. They're working on such stacks. I know of at least 5 such companies in similar spaces who are working on this thing. So they are actually least satisfied. These are the guys who are very, very high up. They're the ones who are advising everybody, and they're least satisfied. The high ground is with pharma, BFSI, IT tech, media, and hospitality. But even they are still at a 3.4. Let that sink in. The most satisfied people are still with people who've had the best solutions, not necessarily the most joint solutions. Data needs to flow for AI to work. That's the simple, straightforward mechanism. Does anybody over here agree with this, disagree with this? Somebody wants to earn a chocolate? Okay, yes ma'am. No, please, love it. So nice to meet with all of you. Firstly, great job you guys are doing here. I have to salute you all. Thank you so much for doing what you do.
Over here, though our name doesn't appear over here.
Here?
High ground. I would rather say, we are, our AI satisfaction is over 4.5. Because why I said I beg to differ, garbage in, garbage out. You should work on it on the basis of what you want. Right?
Okay, great point.
For example, whenever we work, we are concentrating more on service to the human or the mankind. And we have come up to the place where we are getting what we want our people to learn. Wherever we go, AI is representing for skilled or educated people. Our organization is serving people who are not so skilled, not so educated. And there, the high ground of satisfaction which we have is even the people who have not completed their 5th standard are using AI. And they are getting satisfied and our people are learning.
But we're talking of HR function right now.
Yes.
In the HR function, you want people who do not complete 5th standard.
We have gone ahead and we are functioning with AI without no use of paper. And
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Did you even sort of fill up the form for our survey? I don't think so. Because if not, then the average would have definitely shifted. But you're clearly an aberration to the rule, right? I can say that. Every single client that I go to even today, say, "Humne kar to diya AI," but it's just too much of a headache, too much of this, too much of that. But I hear you. as long as it works in a specific context, everything is great. And that's a 100% thing. For that, you should get 2 chocolates. Which one do you want? Let me get you a 5-star and a nutty. Is that good? Thank you. Thank you so much for contributing. Okay, moving on. Stack extensibility dictates your AI readiness, unless you're Akshay Patra. Sorry, just joking. What actually happens is difficult to extend systems are at a 4%. Moderate is 14%. Easy to extend, 26%. That's a 6x multiplier. Please understand what this means. This is really just about how ready is your current stack to be able to extend itself onto the AI bandwagon. That's all, right? If it is a system which doesn't have APIs, the data doesn't flow, you have difficulties already in data flowing here and there, I can't go into that system to be able to do certain things, you are most probably over here. And you will face problems as you move along, right? And that's something that we've seen quite consistently. So almost 34% have not started AI orchestration. Describe their HR stack as this. For the people who have not yet started, would you agree with this? That is your HR stack not really at the absolute top? Would anybody agree with this, disagree with this? Yes, I see a few nods. So good. This is quite important, and for you all to sort of visualize. When you've not yet started, and if you were to say, why are you not moving on to AI? You know, majority of people will actually turn around and say, boss, the cost is too damn high. When you've not started. And they'll say, I don't have AI skills. I don't have it in my organization. And then you'll say, my integration capabilities might not necessarily be at the top thing. And the last is data silos. They don't realize the importance of this till the time that they actually do start, right? As soon as they start, this moves to number 1. The problems that they're encountering at this stage is at number 1. The number 1 issue is you don't have data. Your data is in silos. And over here, whoever is starting, everything seems to be bunched together and they'll think, boss, man, what have I done? Why have I actually gotten into the whole AI bandwagon anyways? At least the CIOs and the CHROs that we're talking to, they face this. And then as you move along, when you're piloting, you'll say integration becomes your big issue. My systems don't integrate. How do I make sure that the data flows from here to there and so now I get a consolidated view? You don't have that, right? And then finally, towards the end, when you're already live, the 2 things sort of come down, which is the data silos, the ones who have already live, the data silos and the AI skills. By now, everybody seems to have sort of magically acquired them. But still, the issue that still remains is integration. Disjointed systems don't work with AI. And you can actually keep on building on top of one specific function. You want, let's say, a recruitment function, and you have a software, you can keep on adding on to that. But the minute you move from recruitment to onboarding, you will have a very different experience. And that's where one comprehensive system matters. Sorry, I forgot. I have some chocolates to give away. Anybody who wants to share something over here? Has anybody had similar experiences? Yes, sir. Do you have a mic? Any agreements, disagreements?
Okay. Morning, Mrigang. This is Kiran from Trigen Software.
Hi.
One of the other barriers which we have found is I think we have not agreed on the right parameters to measure AI effectiveness or efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know whether it's going to be effective. How is it going to optimize my work?
So you're saying at the planning stage itself?
Planning itself, right? Because cost is money, but what about will it help me optimize my resources? Will it cut down or will it help me augment it? What are the parameters or metrics I'm going to use before I put a business case, right? So that could be one of the barriers.
what you're talking about is that will be a problem which will either get solved over here or here.
No, not really. Because if you have to make a business case to implement AI as HR people, we need to be very clear what will we get out of that.
Yeah.
What is the ROI for me?
Yeah.
I think many of us are struggling with that.
Great point. I'll come back to that in a minute. But thank you for that. Thank you for bringing that up and bringing us over here. For that, you get a nutties. Can you, Anish, can you please get this across? Adhishi, can you get this across?
Mrigank, hi, I'm Sonika. I'm the CEO of Marching Sheep. I'm an HR consultant. So I see this in a lot of my clients. Now,
There
the
you go.
problem that happens is that when these platforms came, they came in silos.
Yes.
So they came only as an ATS.
That's correct.
Or they came only as a LMS or
That's
something
correct.
that can help. So as and when something came, depending on what people wanted to drive, something new and shiny, they took it.
Yeah.
Now they are having a problem because the systems don't speak to each other,
Yeah.
and therefore the MIS is not flowing.
Brilliantly put.
How many people you've hired, how many are still there after 6 months, how many have developed, how many are ready to get into the talent pipeline, it's all a mess.
100%.
Right. To Sir's question here, I think when I work with clients, and I'm not a technical person, my only input is that instead of saying what AI will work, the question that we need to answer is that what HR metrics and MIS and dashboard that I want month on month, and which platform will help me do that. Because today I feel we go for, acha, abhi joy for perform, I mean, let me not name. So, ye acha hai, wo acha hai, so let's take.
Yeah.
The question is that when an HRBP or a CHRO is deciding on their strategy, unko ek sheet pe what data are they seeing?
100%.
And I think that is where a lot of HR teams do not see what are the metrics lagging and leading.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for putting that across, and very, very valid point. Completely validates exactly what I was talking about. That how does one, how do disjointed systems actually create issues, not just in AI, but even post that. No, please take the chocolate. Chocolates are mandatory. That's all right. Give it to somebody next to you. Yes, ma'am. There's one last comment. We're going to move a bit quickly over here now.
Just one last is, I wanted to tell that I'm Malini from Syngene. We wanted to give a onboarding experience, nice onboarding experience to our new joinees, and I have gone through all the 4 stages that you have mentioned there.
There you go.
Over the last 1.5 years where we started implementing, and that's how it started with the high cost which you are mentioning here, where we were validating few vendors who can do the data, do the platform for us. And
Yeah.
then we went on exploring where you were talking about the data. So that was also fact where we were thinking from where do we pull the data, how do we do this? And then we went to piloting. We did it as phase 1 and phase 2. Now we are at already live where we have integrated into HRIS system where it pulls the data automatically and it creates the assignment platform. So we
Phenomenal.
have pre and post onboarding which acts as a buddy, and I have experienced all the 4. Just wanted to tell
Fantastic.
that.
No, thank you. Thank you very much for validating that this study is actually true and it's not all
actually
bullshit.
it is true. That's what I was sensing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a chocolate for you. Thank you. Okay. This is really how it goes, right? So 22% when you're at the piloting stage, 31.4% at the redesign priority, and 31%. The top wish at this stage is that if I could, I would have consolidated before starting up. I would have consolidated my tech before starting up. That's the wish that almost every CHRO says, right? And that's exactly what we're hearing over here as well. What are people using it for? Okay. The number 1 use case, any guesses? Sorry? Email. No, I'm talking about HR. Email to onboarding, ATS. Good one. Who said ATS? You'll get a chocolate. But this time you get only 5 stars. You mere kam ho rahe hain baki. Who said ATS? Somebody said ATS. Ma'am said ATS. Can I send it over there? Over there, please. Second one, L&D, personalization, onboarding workflows, right? Screening is the entry point. Everybody wants to reduce their screening workload, right? I think we all agree with that. We put up one JD and 1,000 CVs come in, out of which only 50 get seen and one gets selected. That's the broad way that it actually happens. What happens to the remaining 950? So screening is the first entry point, and that's really the arrowhead which everybody wants to use. And then onboarding and so on and so forth. And then you move on to performance management and workforce planning, and then finally employee engagement and payroll automation. Would you all agree with this? Yeah? Does this seem like a rational flow? How many of you are actually using an employee engagement platform? Let's come over there. Employee engagement platform. Okay? Does anybody want to talk about what does that employee engagement platform do? Ma'am? Yes? What does that employee engagement platform do? Please tell us. Is there a mic?
We have an internal platform that we use. It's called Peakon.
Called?
Peakon.
Peakon, okay.
Yeah. And it's really useful in employee engagement surveys. And it also has this AI summary bit that's very helpful in helping us understand what employees are trying to tell us.
And is it also useful for the employee when they want to apply for leave, want to figure out something else?
It's just an employee
engagement
survey.
Ma'am.
Hi, representing News Corp here, Ankita Hazarika. Yes, we do use Peakon for doing employee engagement surveys. And what Peakon does, we basically use AI for all the 5 segments that you called out for. And what Peakon does for us is basically do the dashboards, assessments, employee comments, and reduces a lot of manual interventions for us. So yeah, totally enjoying this platform. Thank you.
That's good to know. Thank you so much for that. I still have a few chocolates, and you're lucky to get nutties. There are a bunch of you over there, so you can get some nutties. Thank you. I think basically data coherence determines success and failure. I don't want to take too much more time over here, but I think the point is moot. If your data is in silos, you're going to be dissatisfied. For those who don't actually have it in silos, the delta is literally 25%. That's a huge gap. So the first thing to do is really harmonize your data. How does that happen? That happens only from one system. You bring data onto one system, let the processing happen over there. That's the way to sort of ideally go about doing this. Now, I know this might sound like a bit of a pitch to me, and maybe partially it is, but we are a full stack platform which actually empowers 500 plus enterprises. 4 dimensions that determine AI outcome at scale. Extensibility. So easy to extend stacks are important. And this is all data that's coming out right now. I'm not putting this over here. Data coherence. Fragments erode trust. Right? If it is in multiple places, आपको problem आएगी. Integration depth and consolidation. Fewer, deeper platforms outperform multi-tool variants in the AI-first world. This is the truth. There's nothing more sacred than this, at least in this room today. Okay? Your structured path, and Sir touched upon this for a bit. How do you actually go about doing it? This is a framework that we have actually done, right? This is a framework that we deploy for all of our clients. When we go in over there, how do we do it? And it's typically not a 13-week thing. If you're doing it yourself, you might want to take it to 13-week, but when we step in, we'll do it with you in literally about a week's time. What's your audit readiness? And we have a roadmap for this. How do we define what you really want? What are the use cases that you want to get to? How do we establish governance? Very, very critical. AI must always be, liable to explain, how did you get this answer? Why did you say this person is above this person? Why this, why not that? It must be able to explain that, right? That's the assurance. Then we pilot something, and then we embed via SOPs. That's the overall framework that we overall follow, right? And I recommend you all also should look at this thing, this approach, even if you're doing it with or without PeopleStrong, do please look at it in this manner. Just a little bit about us. We do offer a completely AI-ready architecture, unified data layer, of course, extensible architecture. Core feature is AI-enabled, and what I'll do is I'll try and demo it to you a bit. End-to-end scope. What we call ourselves, the max is basically a multi-agent architecture. Genie is a super agent. I'll try and show this to you right now. It's in beta. It's not yet released to the public, but I'm going to anyways make it a secret. Let's just keep it a secret amongst ourselves. My CTO is very pissed with me right now. But anyways, AI co-recruiter, this is a complete JD flow. We have an employee relations agent. This actually manages all things related to the employee. And then there's an analytics agent. The analytics agent, to my mind, is the best thing that's happened since sliced bread. Because when you're walking into a room and you want to figure out, tell me why is the attrition happening more in this place, the damn system can actually tell you with a structured approach that this is why it's actually happening. But that can only happen if the data is there with us. I can't pull it out from somewhere else and then sort of do that, right? So all of this is now available with us. 10x hiring velocity. This is I'm giving you some use cases that have already happened with our clients. So what is actually happening from a hiring velocity perspective via AI co-recruiter? 70% lesser tickets via multilingual ER agent, and 5,000 plus work hours saved annually freeing HR, right? So this is the reality of PeopleStrong today. I'm going to just try and see if I can give you. This is the report. You all can just please scan this right now and fill it up. The report will be with you in about a week or so. If you're interested, the entire report will obviously have a lot more details than what I was blabbering about, but you'll be able to sort of get a lot more data over there. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just move over to. Done? Everybody's done? Okay, good. All right. Visible? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to show you something which is our Super Genie. On the left, you see all of our agents. I have a co-recruiter, I have a employee relations agent, payslip agent, candidate engagement agent, talent enrichment, onboarding agent, work from WFM agent, not work from home agent, talent partner. We've also integrated a HubSpot system into this using our MCP protocol. So we have an MCP server, we can hook into HubSpot or any other system like that, Salesforce or whatever else is required. And then there's a reporting agent, right? All of this is part of my Super Genie. So Super Genie is the place where everything converges, okay? Just please connect. Sorry about that, just give me 1 second. What I'll try and do is I'll show you how we're envisaging that a fully functional AI system, how should that ideally be working? We're envisaging this right now. This is in beta right now. It's going to take us a few more months before we can actually release it to the public. But I just wanted to show it to you so that you get a sense of what the power of a unified data architecture actually allows you to do, rather than just doing anything beyond that. Just give us a second, please. Okay. So I'm just gonna talk to it. Hey Genie, what's up? So now it goes and checks across every single system that exactly it is. And it says, hey, good morning, Mrigank. All systems are humming. You've got 10 agents that are active. Response time is this. I see that you're in Bengaluru, and you have a busy schedule ahead, right? That's the way that it says. It's also telling me something else, right? Yeah, Vineet's self-assessment is loaded. We'll look at that a little bit later. But we will. I promise. I promise. I know this is the biggest peeve of all HR folks. Why don't you look at performance first? But wait, I'll get there. I'll get there. Can you tell me what's our hiring status? Okay. So we've got Meera Kapoor, Aditya Rao, Priya Nair, and 2 pending interviews. Meera has not been responding to me. Could you please check on that? I'm sorry, this is what? Yeah, this is the reality. Which is? So do I. Okay. Send a WhatsApp to Meera, please. Okay, so you can see what the system is doing. It is invoking the relevant agents to do the relevant things at the same time. You're able to sort of do everything face to face. Let's see something else. I want to take a leave on a Friday, but I want to make sure that none of my teammates are actually on leave the same day. Okay, so it showed me the days when nobody's on leave. So I've got all these dates. Apply leave for the 17th. Ah. Please apply leave for the 17th of April. It's not picking it up right now. But let's move on. What's the status of sales on HubSpot? It goes to HubSpot, and it'll pick up what are the leads, right? What's my team's performance review? Yeah, it's not picking that up right now. Like I said, it's in beta, so there will definitely be a few bugs. But I remember that we had to actually do something. Can you show me the leave approach? Okay, I earned this. Can you nudge Vineet? Remember, right in the beginning, they'd said that please nudge Vineet. I came back and did that, didn't I? So I just wanted to show you a brief sense of what we are working on, how we're really envisaging the overall unified environment where we will actually be able to deliver to this type of a value. I do believe that the future is one for us as HR folks or for the HR fraternity as not having to necessarily do the drudgery, right? We need to pull ourselves up from the drudgery and let the system do that work so that we can actually step up and smell the coffee. Otherwise, we're just looking down and not being able to do anything beyond that. And that's really what this is doing. So the AI co-recruiter actually goes through your screening, helps you schedule, does all of that stuff. The work from home agent is, or not work from home, why am I saying work from home? The WFM agent, the workforce management agent actually is able to manage all the elements around an employee during the life cycle and leave, attendance, engagement, everything comes together at one place. That's the power of a comprehensive system that we're trying to bring out, right? And we'd love to sort of engage more with anybody and everybody. People often have told us that, look, PeopleStrong, you guys are too expensive. PeopleStrong, you guys are only in enterprises. Well, let me tell you, of the 250 odd clients that we onboarded last year, more than half of them were companies in the size of 500 to 2,500. So if you're in that space, please come and talk to us. We'd love to do business with you. But thank you all. You guys have been a great audience. Amazing time. Yes, ma'am. There's a question. Sorry, there's a question. Yes, ma'am.
Just a question from the HRBP fraternity in HR function. When we see these tools, right, AI tools, I would want to understand more from our role, right, wherein we are responsible for building the pipeline. So how do you actually feel that AI can integrate there? See, when I talk about pipeline, it is performance potential. Performance will come with data. Potential becomes a little, tricky, wherein it might not be fully backed up with data. So wherever there is a tool, every time we are questioned with the business, right? Why, how is it that it is not a biased approach? So from the HRBP perspective, wherein most of our outcomes are not measured, so I would like to understand how can your tool, PeopleStrong, the one which you showed, help me be there, wherein, I can get the buy-in from the business, right? Maybe from the CTO, from the CEO, that, okay, your performance potential mapping is perfectly there. There is no biasness.
Ma'am, to be very accurately be able to answer that question, I'll have to understand what exactly does performance bias or mean for your manager, for the business manager. But at a high scale, let me just try and answer that in very, very quick time because time's up. Number one, AI actually helps cut bias because there is no human which is actually doing it, at least in the initial stages. When everything is already done, then you can come and say, if somebody's at an 8.9 out of 10 throughout this overall process, and at the end you say, no, this person I'm rejecting. There has to be a very, very rational reason for that. It becomes much more difficult for the business manager to say, no, I don't like this person, right? That's the first point. Secondly, from a sourcing perspective, look, the sourcing approach, we're piloting that with a few folks. We're piloting it with a few platforms wherein who's actively looking, who's not looking. You should be able to sort of figure out from signals that are actually happening. Something has actually changed in LinkedIn. Something, the person has actually commented on somebody else's post. All of those are signals that are there. We're not there yet. We're not 100% at that level yet. However, the reality is that every single company that I speak with has already got a very set process of sourcing. The problem doesn't happen, you put up a JD, you will get 1,000 CVs. Right? That's the reality of the nature.
Hi, Mrigank. I'm Hema. I'm from Biocon. I would like to take this question. Having implemented People Strong at Biocon Biologics, it's not easy, first of all.
Yes.
It's been very challenging because PMS we have implemented, I think, 2 years back. And we had tremendous pushback, from the leaders, especially from the business, especially because, as you rightly said, we had age-old systems which we had already implemented, but moving to People Strong was not, again, not acceptable, basically. But once we implemented it, we as HRBPs are the face, and we are the ones who take the load, from the business and from the corporate office, HR corporate office as well. The COE team strategizes everything, plans everything, pushes it to HRBP for the implementation part. And we are not there from the beginning. We don't understand why, what, how this has been brought in. But once we pushed it back to the corporate saying that if you don't involve us from the beginning, we are not going to do this. So in this, especially when we implemented the PMS, it's an amazing tool, to be very honest, where it started off with the organization goal settings, where we had top 20 or top 13. It used to be top 20, now we have top 30 goals, 13 goals. From there, it came down to the L-2, L-3, even to the last individual, we brought it down. And one thing what we as HRBPs did was, we did something called as unique job roles, unique job for the entire organization. We brought, because there are many roles which are similar. Each of these roles, we came up with the goals. People Strong didn't do anything from a goals perspective, but as a system, it helped us and supported us, where we had very clear clarity on setting the targets, because in manufacturing, you understand, and especially ours is a life science, so it's a biotech, and for each of these UJRs, we had goals set. And the system helped us to put these goals in the system, very clear target and what you have achieved, and it is very user-friendly as well.
Well,
and
look,
this has really
I could not have
helped
asked for a better audience than you, madam. And the entire packet is now going to come to you. But thank you. Ma'am, we'll take this offline. I think the next session is up. Please. We'd love to. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. There you go.
So I was thinking, I know him, then the moment I saw his name, Vikas, so the entire journey of moving from our tool to People Strong was very smooth, especially because of the people who supported it.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Tool is something like, which we cannot track, but the people made the journey very, very smooth.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. No, the whole pack we'll split it. Thank you so much.
I'm glad I could talk about people's strong.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you saying this. I promise I had not met them before this, I swear. Thank you. You've been a
We
lovely
did
audience.
meet
Thank
you,
you so much.
Mrigank, as well, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Tripathi. Now, I would like to call upon stage Ms. Saurinka Aaron to felicitate Tripathi, sir. Can we have a huge round of applause for the wonderful and interactive session?